Hi there, guys. I'm Steffi Stuff, and this is Bobby, and we are Between Two Teeth. We are coming to you from a very frigid Tuesday morning, and the nice thing about this morning is that if you're in Dallas, most school systems are closed, and if you're a dentist, a lot of dental offices are closed.
Everything is shut down. The Snowmageddon slash Isomageddon 2023. What are we talking about today, Stevie?
So we're just talking about different paths to success and what success means to you. I think success has a different definition for everyone, and we're just going to discuss our own personal definitions and kind of give you a little look-see into
So what
kind of how
does
we go
success
about
mean to
things.
you?
No, you go first.
No, come on, go. Ladies first.
No, you go first.
Success.
Age
Boy.
before beauty.
Success, I think, is going to be different for everybody. And gosh, I wish I had given a touch more thought to this. I think success is perhaps being in a spot where you want to be. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's going to be different for different people. Are you okay? You catching a cold here in this? I grew up in Canada, so I'm used to cold. Don't let the scarf and the hat fool you.
And so I guess I'll go
So
next.
being where you want to be. Oh, is that where I'm supposed to say? Okay, what does success mean?
No, not at all.
So what is
I'm trying to
success
give
to
you
you?
a space and grace for that.
Oh,
I think success for you is, it is very much so about being where you want to be.
where you want to be.
And part of that is, I think I don't know, for people who probably think a little bit more like me and a little bit less like you, success is not, that definition wouldn't hold. It wouldn't hold true necessarily.
Okay, well,
I think on the superficial level that works really well for most people.
I think even on the deep level it does. Being where you want to be. I've set out a goal. I'm at that goal or accomplished my goal. That's a success.
Ooh,
Being where you want to
simple.
be.
Conversation
Simple.
over.
I'm
Why
so
even keep talking about
I
it?
am so simple.
That's easy. All
Okay,
right.
well,
And
tell me.
that,
I'm gonna
that kind of
push you.
wraps up our episode on success. Be where you
No,
want to be,
no.
set your goal, do it, done.
That's it. Boom, boom, boom.
Great job.
All right, go. You.
I don't know. I've had, like I said, I've just had a completely different set of experiences than you.
And I've had more opportunities to fail and succeed over and over and over again. And as I got older, I'm like, you know what? Most things in life do not matter. There's very few things that do, and it's tricky to figure out what really, really, really matters.
Do you feel like you have it figured out?
Oh, no.
Okay, so we'll go from there.
And as soon as you say to yourself, I've got it all figured out, the universe has a way of giving you exactly what you need.
Right.
So tell me about success for you.
So one, I don't think we ever have it figured out, and I feel like it's easy to, I don't know, I just feel like it's easy to project your thoughts of what success looks like and try to template or put someone in a box on as far as, okay, this is the one way to be successful, or if you can't help someone in a certain way to be successful, then you can't help them at all kind of mentality.
Can I ask you a question?
Not just yet, because it's my time. So for me, I think success is probably some kind of a simple definition where, yeah, you're growing, you're learning, you're changing, you're developing, you're working towards being where you want to be, and that might be a difference, like you're talking about, just kind of an age and kind of where you've just had longer, and you're probably where you want to be versus say someone in their 30s is looking at life with much wider, bigger eyes, going, man, okay, what can't I do? Versus maybe someone a little bit further down the road has a little bit different of a, well, I did this and I'm good kind of attitude.
The universe has a way of teaching you lots of lessons, and that's good and bad.
Right.
I think as you get older, you're inclined to say certain things can't be done. When you're younger, you're not a prisoner to those sets of experiences.
Right. And that's kind of the magic of being kind of wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, is that you're able to have these crazy wild adventures and fail brilliantly, and
Fail brilliantly. I
yeah,
love that.
yeah, and just you're able to do what you want to do, kind of when you want to do it.
Is failure part of success? Is it a necessary part of success?
What do you think?
No, I asked you the question.
No, what do you think?
Yes, of
I think
course.
it's an obvious question.
Well, sometimes things are obvious, sometimes things are not so obvious. But yeah,
I,
well, so I'm going to actually push it one step further. Maybe the critical part of success is how it's failure management, because you're going to fail. And if you are not failing, I'm going to tell you a little something. I don't think you're trying hard enough. If you don't fail, I tell that to my boys all the time. If you get exactly what you want, if you got into all the schools that you applied to, if yada, 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 if you do not fail, if you don't get someone saying no, you're not trying hard enough, you're not pushing it.
and I'm just going to add a slightly different perspective on it. I agree with what you're saying, and at the same time, I think that the reaching one's potential in
Mm.
life, reaching the pinnacle of what you are naturally just gifted at. And I love there's a quote from A Knight's Tale. If
You
anybody
love
knows,
movie quotes.
if anyone knows it, and it says something like a man can change his stars. And what the I guess the meaning there, because you're not watching the movie for context, is just you have a poor knight that, or a poor like a peasant, I guess, that is able to become a noble by being creative
Mm.
and just getting it done. And so for me, when I hear things like that, for me, I come from humble beginnings, and it's there's a point though where you start to look at, okay, what can I do? You can do a lot. I think human beings, when they put their mind to something, they can accomplish almost close to near anything. But on the same line of burnout, if you're not doing, even though you could be successful at something, if you don't enjoy what you're doing, and if it doesn't kind of make your heart leap a little bit, it's going to be tough to keep that up. And that's why I feel like a lot of people in healthcare are very successful at it, but it's to a point because they don't enjoy it like you would hope they would. And some of that's just the systems in place, whether you work at a hospital or a private practice. But what I'm after, I think, in my journey is figuring out the intersection. I've got the hard work and that work ethic down. I know what that takes. But what I'm at an intersection at is how do you go about finding what you are true, like what makes you tick? That's the cool part. And I don't think a lot of times, I don't think many people get that opportunity, or they get it later in life, and they're stuck in their ways, or they have too many other things going on and they can't pursue something. They just come across that they're like, wow, I might legitimately enjoy this. And so I think if you're going to be successful at something, you really have to find that intersection. And it's kind of a diamond in the rough kind of thing, where you find something that kind of aligns with what makes you tick, what makes your heart leap a little bit. I guess passion, I hate to use that word. No one likes when a 30-year-old
No.
talks about passion. But if you can find something you are remotely passionate about, and you happen across the work ethic and discipline that it takes to be successful, somewhere along that intersection, you are going to find wild success. And not only wild success, but you're gonna want to do this. You're gonna maintain this. People that come to mind are people that are just the either key opinion leaders, or even some of the politicians that you're like, how in the heck have they been in politics for so darn long? And part of it is just they, at some level, they got to enjoy it. And I don't think
Or
that,
they're addicted to it.
or they're addicted to it. I don't
Success
know
is addicting.
what's the difference.
Power is addicting. I'm going to pivot a touch here. When is success bad?
So I think that's not a pivot. That's just kind of the next step of this, is that I think success becomes bad probably when the human cost probably starts to weigh in.
Tell me more about that.
Oh, Uh, from what my limited experience is that when you start to see kind of a burden on